Hashtag vaccine exempt, hashtag vaccine dangers. Definitely, I definitely have to those our activists, our contributors, our builders of our bloodline, of our community, definitely those across the world. Definitely hashtag vaccine exempt. Let us not wait till we executively or judicially affected by stuff. Um, when you have this stuff being presented to us, we can't put ourselves in a situation to always be fighting. You have to pick your battles, and if you could have your battle, have your battle in the legislative means, not in the executive. I ain't gonna say not, because some things, everything's not gonna be able to pass. It's not gonna be able to be um, you're not gonna get it 100%. But you gotta make sure that you come in the masses. You can't be saying, oh, okay, well, if I come and if it can't automatically get done, I ought to not do it. And when you tell people not to vote, they're gonna think they ought to not read. And when they think they ought to not read, they're gonna think they ought to live like however they want to, and it ain't gonna serve them no to care about anything. So you can't tell people not to vote, um, because people do need to read. Um, And so we ain't got the time to be, you know, uh, pet paddling. Um, so definitely, and I definitely had a lot of things to definitely think about, with the autism and the ingredients that are in vaccines. Um, and definitely information. That's why we as a culture have to get a steady culture, because all they do is take a few people out of our community, a few people within a certain realms, even within your tribe, or if you're from an area and if they do it, they're gonna have it as the move for everybody to do it. But hashtag vaccine choice. um, I am going to be engaging on that with whoever started or whatever like that, because it should be a choice. I really don't believe vaccines should be mandatory. It should not, because most of the people that pass the active stuff around are the vaccinated ones. And everyone that I know that's not vaccinated are the most healthiest, uh, are the most healthiest people I come across. And I have not came across one person that has been not vaccinated that has autism. I'm not aware of it. They're about normal. They're able to socialize, and but the increasing number of people that are vaccinated, they have, whether it's nerve damage, they have some, and not say all, but it's still that growing percentage. I believe they really changed changed the shots. Everybody can take shots, and if they really cared so much about vaccines saving people, then you wouldn't be having GMO. Every other country, even this third world countries that so feed the children, feed the hungry on Sunday afternoons, they they don't have GMO in their country. My thing is, wouldn't it be cheaper to use some soil, some water, and some seeds instead of adding extra chemicals? I mean, that would be a waste. I mean, you got something that could take 5 ingredients to make it, and you would just go all out the way to put 20 different ingredients. About you're feeding more people when you have pantries, I mean stores that have an overflow of food, and when you're buying food that's spoiled, and not to mention um, orange juice that I bought out of that I got from a store, and they're trying to act funny, but they're going to be put on blast. They keep on acting funny with me. But yeah, they had mold really in the orange juice, and poured up in the cup, and that's when the mold was found up in there. Um, my young and I drunk out of it, and so you know how they get there and want to theses everything, and then they don't want to, you know, they don't want to acknowledge fully, or you may have one person that want to acknowledge, but then they don't want to carry through on it, playing games. Um, so like I'm just basically coming to about, if they care so much about vaccines, or so much for your health, and you care about people's health, then why do you allow GMO? So the thing is, if you do get sick, you won't know whether it's the GMO food or the vaccines that poison you. And then kind of think about it, parents that have children with autistic, where they're in the controversial of autistic, or whether they are autistic or MR. They do test your children for PKU, and I had to think about that. I had to come across it. Okay, and if the test showed negative of PKU at birth, and then your child come out with PK characteristics later on in life, towards 2 years old, mm, what does that say? Okay, and especially when you have a child that is born 3 months, has 3 months above development, um, or your child, or someone that has a child that is on the development. But if your child is born 3 months or above development at birth, this is all documented. Child was tested for PKU, and then they, you know, then you have the possible delay ranges and so forth like that. There's a lot of parents, that say, oh, my child was normal at first, and then all of a sudden, after my child took a shot, they became, severely, you know, in the within incapacitation within incapacitation. I mean, this is horrible. You cannot reverse a lot of stuff from your children, and you could do the best, keep them clean, want the best education for them, steadily teach them, and it's like you can't win for losing. So I'm definitely for a vaccine exempt. Definitely keep the rights up, and I definitely salute to those. And definitely, if there are those within the African bloodline, and even the Caribbean, of course, I'm aware of the Caucasian invade, usually because they're the ones that respond. They're the ones that already have their stuff going, their petitions, they have all that going. So definitely, this is something we have to come on accord for those of us that um, are against vaccine exemptions, and definitely we have enough battles to fight, and so, they even have doctors that won't accept patients that aren't vaccinated, in which the trick of that is the child's not going to the doctor. They could use that as medical neglect, and then they want to question you about why you ain't take the child to the doctor, or why you don't do what the doctor say because they got the degree, or they're the person that's this and that. I come across a lot of doctors that kill. They have malpractice in their practicing. And then a lot of doctors, they tell you biased information. They give you this all or nothing information, and they tell you information based on how they see you. They have eyes, and it's all art, and they have brands. So when you're branded, they see what you are. They hear how you sound. They know the statistic of you. What type of insurance you have, or where you come from, or whatever like that. And they're not gonna give you best advice. They're not. And that's something that had to be accepted now. It's something that could be explained what you do. Carry a tape recorder and a videotape everywhere you goddamn go. You lost your goddamn mind. But then again, you wouldn't want to play with you wouldn't want to play the games that you play, because they always love to, the time you spend setting up stuff to aggravate and agitate and destroy people. I'm like, you kind of people, go vaccinate your own self out of this world. And I'm also, you have no intentions of making the world a better place. So when you say that, you're lying. You really are. You probably didn't even open your mouth to GMO food. You probably eat Cheetos and ramen noodles every day. So definitely vaccine exempt.